Ma live in Washington, D.C.
Welcome, William Thomas Memorial Anti-Nuclear Peace Vigil. My name is Philipos Melaku-Bello. Today we are introducing Code Pink, who is doing a protest out here, Medea Benjamin and her group, and they're here protesting for diplomacy, not bombs, not the nuclear threat. After the quote that Donald Trump said they will be met with fire and fury, and this is getting a lot of people upset that believe that this can lead toward a nuclear holocaust. So we're against the nuclear holocaust anywhere, because if we think that we are going to send bombs to North Korea and that actually nuclear radiation respects national boundaries, we will be bombing China and we will be bombing Russia. Then that same day, that nuclear radiation will be in China, and within 72 hours, the wind trails will blow it to Russia. And if we think we can essentially radiate Russia and China without us getting bombs returned to us, we are really living in the outer limits of our mind. We are going to get attacked by a nuclear power much stronger than North Korea if we went after North Korea. And to me, someone that daily protests for nuclear non-proliferations, nuclear weapons is never the answer. Negotiations always, diplomacy always. Peace out.
You know, I'm from Venice. No.
This is not going to end well for you. Provoking North Korea into a war flies in the face of what the American public wants. It flies in the face of what all of our allies like South Korea and Japan want. And it flies in the face of what your own administration wants. This has no support. It is a terrible plan. It's not like when you threw a few missiles into Syria and you got applauded by everybody. If you lead us into war with North Korea, the entire world will blame you, Donald Trump. Our message to you right now is simple. You have a choice. You can keep on issuing threats. You can keep on poking this beehive. You can keep on risking millions of lives. Or you can do the thing that everyone wants you to do. The thing your own conscience, if you can hear it somewhere in there, is telling you to do, which is tone it down. Can we chant that? Tone it down! 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 This is not hard. Diplomacy can work. It is worth trying diplomacy. We do not need a war. We do not want a war. Nobody wants this war. Just step away from your phone, Mr. President.
Yeah, really.
So that's number one, is our message to Donald Trump, that you can turn back. We want you to turn back. You've got to turn back from this path. Our second message is to Congress. Donald Trump with nuclear weapons is a child playing with a gun.
Yeah.
If you see a kid with a gun, you take away the gun.
Yes.
There's a bill in Congress in both houses right now, H.R. 669 S200. It's a bill to take away the president's authority to launch a nuclear first strike. This is a good bill. This is an obvious bill. You might disagree with this on principle in ordinary times. These are not ordinary times.
No.
This is not an ordinary president.
No.
Take away his gun.
Yeah.
Take away his gun. Take away his gun. Take away his gun. Take away his gun.
Take away his gun.
Donald Trump's hands are not too small to press the big red button. So you need to take that big red button away from him. And if you are watching this right now on Facebook Live or on television, if you have a member of Congress with a vote, if you have a senator with a vote, unlike us here in DC, we're still awaiting statehood, you need to call your congressperson, you need to call your senators and ask them to take away Donald Trump's ability to launch a first strike with a nuclear weapon. That is something that can happen right away. Congress, frankly, after hearing what Donald Trump's saying about fire and fury like the world's never seen, Congress should be coming back to Washington to pass this bill. Just like they did with the Russia sanctions, make this a veto-proof majority. Make this something Trump can't stop. Because as long as he has that ability to launch a nuclear strike, all of us are at risk.
Yes, we are.
And the last message we want to send is to the entire world. That we see what you see. We know this guy is out of control. And we are going to make Donald Trump's life miserable until he takes a nuclear war with North Korea or anyone else off the table.
That's right.
Donald Trump does not speak for us. Donald Trump does not speak for America. Does the world need to know that America supports diplomacy?
Yes!
That America opposes a stupid war?
Yes!
That America will fight for peace?
Yes!
That America will do everything it can to stop Donald Trump from taking us needlessly, heedlessly, recklessly, dangerously into a war with North Korea that we will fight every step of the way?
Yes!
We know how bad a war with North Korea could be. We know how avoidable it can be. We know our power as citizens and as constituents. We know that if Congress doesn't do its job, we can take away its jobs. And we know that Congress, if it uses its power, can take the power away from this out-of-control president. So we are here in the space of 3 or 4 hours. Who here heard about this rally more than 4 hours ago? Who here heard about this moment less than 4 hours ago? We can turn out everywhere across this country at a moment's notice if we need to. And we represent hundreds of millions of people who do not want a needless and reckless war. The country all saw this danger. Now it is becoming real. And we are going to be ready to mobilize like the world has never seen in opposition to this president if he continues along this reckless course. So let's just ring out. Let's make sure this message echoes from coast to coast. Yes to diplomacy, no to war. 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 Thank you.
Great, thank you, Ben. My name is Medea Benjamin. I'm with the peace group Code Pink. Here for Code Pink. And I just got back from South Korea last week. South Korea's been living with this tense situation on the peninsula for decades now. And they are very anxious to finally come to a peace deal with North Korea. And then they say, put into this mix is one positive thing in South Korea, a new government that is open to talks and negotiations, and then a negative piece in the mix, which is Donald Trump in the White House, who they are terribly afraid of. So they're saying we need the people of the United States to mobilize. We need the United States to be the one that says, let's negotiate, not escalate. We have called people out today and we'll be calling people out throughout the country in the next couple of weeks to be that voice that the people on the Korean Peninsula have asked us to be together with them. To say, negotiate, don't escalate. Negotiate, don't escalate. Negotiate, don't escalate.
The sun is starting to set over the White House.
When you think about it, there's nothing funny and nothing joyous about seeing a body that was shot with a gun.